Hey guys, it's Jen and I'm here to bring you a process video for Ellie's studio. I'm using these two photos today of my nephew playing with our cat Ariel and teaching him how to be soft with the cat. I'm going to use the March kit, which is very green and blue, which is perfect for outdoors type photos. And I've just pulled some random things, not random, I've pulled some things from the kit and extras that I'm going to use here. So I just wanted to show you quickly what is a possibility for me today. I have this 3x4 card that says today, this one that says noteworthy in green. I'm kind of going for like a green, a teal, and a yellow kind of color scheme, I think, because I want to use these three circles. One says this makes me smile, have courage and be kind, because we're telling him how to be kind to the kitten, or to the kitty. Loving this right now. And then this is from the free little gift that you get for placing an order in March. You get a set of 3x4 cards with numbers on them, 1 to 10. And I'm thinking about using this 1-2 side just to kind of, since there are two of them, thinking about layering that up somehow. And then I've also pulled maybe the stamp set. I'm going to use the word friends in my title, which is an acrylic piece. And then I have some other acrylic pieces chosen, some little pieces from the die cuts that you punch out from the kit. And then this, I think I said sequins already, and then the acrylic stars, which I may or may not use. And then these little confetti pieces came with the free gift of the cards for the month. And then I've also pulled the little snippet labels that coordinate with the kit, these little stickers, these stickers, some of the Puffy alphabets and stars, and then some 6 papers from the 6x6 paper pad Sunny Days, just to see if I want to create some layers behind my photos. So that's the plan, and I'm going to go ahead and put you on fast forward and get started.
Okay, so I'm going to start by creating some layers behind my photo. Immediately I pulled this 6x6 paper that has yellow, teal, green, and gray on it because it brought in all of the colors that I wanted. And I'm going to use that behind my photos, but I decided that I wanted a little separation of my photos from that background, and so I'm going to just matte them on some white cardstock, and I'm just creating a very thin matte. I don't think it needs a lot, just a little bit of definition there, because I don't want the green especially to blend in with that other green. So I pulled in that green card to see if it would work, and I don't quite like it. I'm going to use this today card. I'm cutting out the little banner today, and I actually am going to cut it out and then I'm going to forget about it till the very end, but I will end up using it later. So what I decide is that it would be nice to have another 3x4 card on the other side, just kind of like to mimic the shape of the 1-2 card on the right or on the left. And so I cut this pattern paper into a 3x4, and then I messed up and I cut this paper down because I wanted it to be a little bit shorter than it was, and I cut way too much off. So luckily there's 2 sheets of it in the 6x6 paper pack, and so I'm just going to pull out my other one and cut just a little bit off of each side so that it's not quite as tall, I guess. And I'm going to layer my photos in the middle of all of those papers, and you can kind of see that the 3x4 cards frame the outer edges of the photos. So I'm just kind of lifting up the papers and adding some adhesive, but it doesn't quite work, so I end up moving everything off anyway. And I decide that where it splits, the 1-2 card splits down the middle, that's where I'll line it up with the paper in the center so that those 2 lines match up, and that way I can make sure it's centered. And then I put my photos down, overlapping, and you can see that I put the photos so that the one where Wes is facing toward the right is on the left, so he's looking into the page, and the one where he's facing the other way, he looks into the page. So my title's going to be Kind of Friends, because they're only kind of friends, him and the cat. And I used the new Puffy alphabets to spell out the word kind of on some wax paper, and it's going to fit right in between where the F and the D go up on the word friends. And now I'm going to arrange these circles kind of in a line. Right now I'm thinking it will go above and below the photos. And I'm using some of the confetti pieces that I mentioned earlier to add in some more circles. And I thought it would be nice to add in some stars as well. So I'm just scattering those around. And you can see I put that little die cut that says the best right in between my photos. And that will end up staying there. And here's where I decide to actually move. I wanted to try something a little bit different, so I moved my photos down to the very bottom of the page because that's not something I do very often. I usually put them towards the center or towards like the bottom third or something like that. I wanted it to just be a little bit different, so I moved them all the way down. There's still a little space between the 3x4 cards in the bottom, but the other one goes off the edge. And I'm gluing down the word friends, and I made it so that the word kind of could rest right above that middle piece of paper. And I used some Mixed Media Adhesive from ThermoWeb for the acrylic piece, and I feel like that adhesive holds those acrylic pieces really, really well. So now I'm going to go ahead and glue down these little vellum circles, and I found that my regular adhesive didn't show through, and so I'm just going to use a little bit of regular adhesive and glue those down. I was going to overlap them, but I decided in order to space them out a little bit more, I would not overlap them, and then I would just add in more circles to kind of fill in the spaces. So here I'm adding the yellow and the green little confetti circles there, but I decide that the green is too green now. I only have the light green going on so far, and so I'm thinking I just want to stick with the light green. So I'm scattering in some stars. I'm going to use a green one, a clear one, and a light blue. And then I decided to also pull out the puffy stars, and I'll bring in some more green and some more of that kind of aqua teal-y kind of blue. And so those will be scattered. There will be kind of 3 little clusters of stars just around where those 3 large vellum circles are. And so the other thing that I decided to do was to take the Happy Birthday stamp set, which is from the birthday mini kit, and I'm going to stamp some confetti, some of these little stars, and I will end up stamping some little dots as well, just to kind of fill in some spaces around all of these stars. I think that those kinds of stamps are great for filler, and I really like the way that it turned out. So I'm using some yellow ink, which is Canary from Close to My Heart, and for the little circles, I'm using some Ali Edwards Columbia ink, which is kind of a light blue, and I think that looks nice. So I'm just kind of rearranging things, and I'm going to glue down my stars using that same ThermoWeb Mixed Media Adhesive. Again, that's my favorite for acrylic pieces. And so those went ahead and got put down, and now I'm using a little bit of adhesive to glue down my tissue paper confetti pieces. And I will move the layout down here in just a second so you can see the top. But so I needed a few more little dots, and I just took that, since the stamp's so small, it kind of stuck to my finger. So I just used my finger instead of a stamp block because it was easy. So that's what I'm doing here, is just stamping a few more little dots and stars around. And I'm going to move the bottom stars just a little bit to fill in the space a little bit better. The stamped little pieces weren't connecting to the other stars, and so I moved them around. So now I'm taking this 6x6 pattern paper. It has some word strips on it, and so I'm cutting some of them out, and I'm going to use them for embellishment instead of like little word stickers or something like that. And these are perfect. One of them says lots and lots of fun. One says outdoor fun. One says loving this, and I can't remember what the last one says, but I'm going to place, good times. I'm going to place them on top of the circles, and I really love the way that looks. I love adding in the typewriter text on top of those circles. I think it just kind of finishes it off. Again, I like the way it looks. So I'm letting the vellum circles kind of float because when you get the shadowing, it looks really cool. And now I'm going to write my journaling, and I was kind of trying to decide if I wanted to write my journaling below the photos or where I wanted to do it. So I took a pencil and drew some lines, kind of, it's going to nestle in the circles and above my title. And I just am going to freehand write with my black Muji pen, and I'm making where the end of each line goes. Some go in, some go out. It's just kind of like a messy little mass of journaling. And I'm just writing about, it says, teaching Wesley how to pet Ariel is hilarious. He kind of tries to hit her, but Mal is doing a good job at teaching him how to be kind and soft. And then I just talked about how he likes to cover her in grass and grab her ears, but she's very patient and they're kind of sort of friends. Lastly, I'm going to put that little today banner down at the bottom in between my photos, and that is going to finish this layout.
Okay, so I'm going to call this layout finished. I thought about adding sequins, but it looked just a little bit too festive for me. I wanted to mention quickly that I think that this same layout design would work really well for birthday photos, and you could use some more of the new birthday mini collection that came out this month for it, and you could turn these little circles into balloons, and I think that would be super cute, and all the confetti would work really nicely with that. So I just wanted to point that out really quickly. I hope that you have enjoyed. I'll link to all of the available products in the video description below, and if you have any questions, just leave me a comment. You can find out more about this layout over on shopellestudio.com and click on blog. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you again soon.